Let's go, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh god. No, 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 too far, 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 no, no. Oh, we're good. I hit a wall. With the news breaking of Taxi getting banned, people are asking, why? Why did he get banned? Will normal players get banned for using movement techniques now? Respawn hasn't been communicative in the matter, and after connecting the dots, fans are now questioning whether any type of exploit is bannable. Is moving while looting safe? What about punch boosting? Tap strafing? As a direct result to these news, r/Apex Rollout, a subreddit managed by Moki Sniper to find and share new movement techniques in Apex, made a new rule which doesn't allow obvious exploits. Moki says that if something new gives you a huge advantage, needs no skill, and is applicable in every terrain, they have to check with the mods before posting. Now, personally, while the way this play out came as a surprise, the fact that Respawn cracked down on this specific exploit really wasn't. While this speed hack glitch is the first out of all movement techniques in the game to actually result in a ban, its easy use and with how much value it actually provides, it puts it more in an exploit category than a movement category. Let me explain. Apex has had its fair share of bugs and exploits for its 3-year lifespan, ranging from lighthearted movement glitches to bugs either breaking the game or giving the user a massively unfair advantage. Some of these bugs were just small things that were discovered, which through a series of inputs would allow the user to make plays or movement which allowed them to perform with more fluidity in their gameplay or their movement while not really gaining a cheater level advantage. Things like wall hops, things like animation cancels, just tiny things. Keep in mind that abusing some of these exploits before they were removed from the game would probably get you banned. But nobody was ever that stupid, and thus Respawn didn't go out mentioning that it would get you banned, and it was very little if any mention that players got banned for abusing them. There have been a lot of movement glitches and exploits in the game's history, so I asked you guys in my community, what do you remember? So if there's any I forgot, let me know in the comments, and we'll keep the list updated somehow. So I went through every quote-unquote exploit that we as a community have discovered, and then I categorized them into what's a movement technique and what's an exploit, and then I also added another list for exploits that have gotten people banned, most of the time having Respawn warn about it. So for movement, we have tap strafes, abusing the lurch to turn up to 180 degrees while still fully retaining momentum. We have wall hops, both giving you verticality and building momentum. We have redirects, which allows you to turn sharper. It's a little bit like a old school tap strafe. Got the super grapple, allowing you to fly way farther than what a normal pathfinding grapple does. We have a super glide, which is a frame specific input movement which just shoots you forward. We've got a punch boost where you turn around and you punch and you will build momentum as long as you are downhill or sliding. We have the super old punch a bin boost where you would punch a bin or any type of object, charging it up with momentum, and then if you stood on it, it would send you flying across the server. We have B-hop healing, which allowed you to bunny hop while healing and keeping your momentum. You used to be able to grapple the drone to fly really far with a grapple. You used to be able to spam the jump input on a zipline infinitely. Now it's limited to 3. We have the gravity cannon tap strafe, which allows you to tap strafe up to 180 degrees right out of the cannon. There is the trident plus bin / jump pad exploit, which sent you flying, much like the punch a bin. We have the Horizon Tactical Deathbug exploit, which sent you flying. And there's so many levels of zipline jumps, hyper jump, super jump, just all the types of jumps. I don't even keep track anymore. As for non-movement exploits, though this one kind of falls in both categories, we got moving when looting, animation canceling of any sort, usually for reloads or hot swaps. You could dupe a barrel stabilizer or equipment off of a golden gun. There used to be a glitch where you could make kills count in the firing range, allowing you to rack up an insane amount of kills in a short amount of time. We've had the Mastiff rapid fire, Sentinel rapid fire, rapid punching. We've got the grenade hold dupe where you could just take your grenade out and still have it blow up a hold. We've had an infinite EMP glitch. There's the stim span, which made you absolutely speed hack. Here's Moki doing it. And of course the good old server crash by using a portal on the geysers. None of these, as far as I know, have led to any actual bans. I might be wrong on this, you're free to correct me, but I have never heard of anyone getting banned doing any of these, not even Moki Sniper. And I think that might have something to do with the fact that when he made his video, he did not do it in ranked. But let's look at some exploits that have been bannable. We have the infamous Alt/F4/dashboarding, which just didn't count the loss and you didn't lose RP. There's the Rampage and the Sentinel infinite charge glitches that have been plaguing the game until recently. There is the, I call it the Caustic Speedhack, but in reality, any legend that can throw their ultimate can do this, which launches you forward with very little work. Glitching through geometry such as rocks or walls, or even through the map to hide to the final zone. There was an exploit that put you in bronze lobbies no matter your rank, which a lot of predators abuse to get high predator. There is the infinite Wraith Q, where she could just continually use her face off of cooldown. It's not as strong nowadays because of the finger wiggle, but back then it was instantaneous and the Wraith was just constantly in her face. And of course the good old AC-130 above. We're talking about the Rampart ultimate stacked on a crypto drone just flying around gunning people down. People got banned for using this in ranked, but apparently there's lots of creators who use this and just didn't get banned for it. So this one is a little bit rocky, but I'm still gonna mention it. Was that too fast? Here's the full list. When looking at this list, it's kind of hard to assign specific rules or keys as to how Respawn thinks when it comes to deleting them from the game, what they kept in the game, and what they banned people for abusing. There is plenty of overlap, but honestly it all seems really arbitrary. As a whole, it comes down to a case-by-case basis, how easy it is to pull off, and most importantly, what you gain from it. If an exploit inches too close to an actual cheat feature, or if it can somehow create a resource out of thin air, it will be deleted, and abusing any glitches that weren't intended and are obviously going to be removed from the game, especially in a tournament or in a ranked setting, are probably going to get you banned. It would be strange for Respawn to go back to over a year ago and start banning everyone who's been tap strafing for all this time. And looking at the full list, I cannot state this enough. Whether something is bannable seems to come down to the severity of the exploit and Respawn's intent of it. Things like dashboarding, abusing the Rampage, or the Caustic Speedhacks are very severe exploits which are abused up to ranked lobbies. While Respawn should be more communicative in the matter, it's up to every user to think whether something is a movement technique, an animation cancel, or an outright exploit that Respawn will be removing shortly. You will get away with most exploits in the firing range and even in pubs, since they're not as severe, you don't really gain anything to it. But if you start severely exploiting to get ranked points and you're threatening the integrity of the rank system, and if you're streaming yourself doing this on top of that, you've signed your ban warrant. If it's still unclear what bannable exploits have in common, here are some key factors. They could be creating resources out of thin air, and in this example I count time as a resource. They are easy to use, but yet they break the game, giving an insane advantage that would only be doable with custom code or cheats. They break the systems and give you points or circumvent matchmaking/systems for you to farm kills, RP points, adding to your tally. Or they ignore established rules such as cooldown, movement speeds, and other downsides to abilities, such as stuns, etc. But they still have a lot of overlap with normal exploits and movement techniques. This Moki Sniper video of him using an Octane glitch to gain a speed hack was way past the current exploit, but it never got him banned. Moki also did this for at least a whole stream without ever getting banned. What is the difference? It wasn't in ranked. All of this being said, we have a tap strafe paradox. Tap strafing has been in the game since its inception. It was discovered a little more than a year ago, and in September last year, Respawn announced that they will remove the tap strafe. Despite it being an unintended exploit, with the developers announcing that it will get removed, there has been no tap strafing related bans, and it's completely allowed in competitive Apex. And that is completely unlike the recently discovered punch boosting, which as of today was banned from the Apex Legends Global Series playoffs, which also sets the precedence that it's going to be banned in all future tournaments. On a side note, I'm still not even sure whether this is bannable or not, and Respawn has yet to comment on the matter, so what do you guys think? It's also worth mentioning that there's plenty of games that have techniques and features that all started out as bugs, and while we have several unintended mechanics with movement and moving and looting, a few unintended mechanics that are not part of games are things such as bunny hopping or rocket jumping, and those are considered a staple in gaming. Taxi got banned after repeatedly using the Caustic Speedhack glitch for hours and for days in Master Ranked. He was supposedly banned temporarily and then switched to an alt account to continue the exploiting. When his account also got banned, Taxi2G went onto yet another account and didn't do any exploit, but eventually still got banned. The reason for this would seem to be the repeated ban avoidance. Taxi has confirmed that he's permanently banned in a tweet, and as of this video, there hasn't been any more information regarding his account status. So as I mentioned, Respawn Entertainment should be more communicative. In general, they're very poor at communicating with the community, especially when it comes to exploits. And I get it, you don't want people to know about them, but there has to be a channel where people can know whether something is legal, if it's bannable or not. You have a Trello. Consider keeping tabs of what types of exploits will have repercussions so people know what's safe and what isn't. Common sense should guide you right more than 99.99% of the times, but sadly, common sense is rare these days. So in conclusion, any current established movement techniques or quote-unquote exploits that have been in the game for a long time are not bannable in any setting and have become core parts of the game at this point. We don't know what Respawn thinks of punch boosting, but it has been outlawed in the ALGS, so I would proceed with caution. If you are uncertain about a movement technique or exploit that you just found, alert Respawn, do not use it yourself, especially not on stream, especially not in ranked, in front of thousands of people for several hours straight, and you should be fine. Respawn is also responsible for being more communicative in the matter. Taxi getting banned was only temporary because of the exploiting, but probably primarily because of him ban avoiding. But he was ban avoiding because he had no idea what was going on. These are just my thoughts on this subject, kinda haphazardly thrown together. Curious to see what you guys think, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and check out this video of me abusing the punch boost to get a 20 bomb. Peace out.